How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be ranking and comparing DMRs in Rainbow Six Siege. I feel like currently there's been a slight increase in pick rate for DMRs as a result of some gun nerfs and some attachment buffs. And as a result, I feel like it was a good time to rank the worst and the best DMRs in Rainbow Six Siege. And starting at the worst by far is the CXRX fucking whatever the hell it's called rifle. If I were to search up unreliable in the dictionary, not gonna lie, this would probably show up as the first option because it's just that bad. The main reason why I feel this is the worst DMR in the entire game is that it's a bolt action sniper rifle and a close quarters tactical shooter. Not only that, there are just very few situations where I feel like you will benefit from it compared to, say, literally any other DMR. Even though it is limited in its capabilities, it is really good at holding long hallways and angles. Not only that, it's Cali's only primary option, so it doesn't really have any competition. However, if you are in a building or area that has a lot of close quarters combat, you're gonna want to pull out your SMG-9, which is, in my opinion, one of the best SMG secondaries in the game. So what would they need to do to the CSRX 300 for it to be better than it currently is at number 8? Well, for one, I would say they just need to completely remove the drop-off range from the sniper rifle. There is no reason why this gun should have drop-off, especially since it's a sniper rifle. It should be able to do 135 flat at every range, and I feel like that's a main contributing factor to why it's so unreliable. Next up is the SR25. While it is more reliable than the CSRX 300, I still feel like it's just far away from being considered a good DMR. The main reason I'm putting this DMR so low is because of its really high horizontal recoil, its low damage at only 61, and the fact that basically everything it competes with is just better than it with the AR-33. However, there are a couple of redeeming factors of this DMR, that being its overall low vertical recoil and its high mag size at 20. So, how would I improve this DMR? Well, I would overall just lower the horizontal recoil. This makes it a lot more reliable for headshots, and it makes it in line with other DMRs, because honestly, this is like the only DMR with horizontal recoil. Going into number 6, I have the AR-15, better known as the Quiet Kids Nerf gun. Even though it's pretty popular, especially in schools, it's overall just not that good in this game. It is better than the SR-25 though, but that's not really saying much. This is mainly due to the fact that it overall just has a really small mag size at 10 and has a really tough time competing with the M4, which is in my opinion one of the best ARs in the entire game. There are some standout positives, however, that being its high damage at 67 and its overall low recoil. Since it is still quite low on my list, I will recommend a buff, that being a solid mag increase to 20. This would overall just make it a lot more reliable and fun to play, and will give me more of a reason to pick it over the M4 assault rifle. Coming in at number 5 is a weird one. It's the TCSG. Despite the fact it's considered a slug shotgun, it's mainly just used like a DMR. There are a couple negatives despite what I think of this gun, that being its overall high recoil and the fact that it just has a really low mag size. Despite these overall really bad negatives, there are a ton of positives, that being its reliable damage model at 63. The fact that you can make rotates is also really good, and it also has access to a 2x scope, which on defense is really interesting to have. Coming in at number 4 is the Black Ops Blaster, also known as the Cammers. Despite the fact that I think this is probably one of the coolest guns of the game, considering the fact that it's literally an FAL, it still falls short compared to the other ones that I have higher on the list. But if this were a list on the coolest DMRs, this would definitely be at number 1. Honestly, the main reason this gun falls short is the fact that its competition is just really good. The C8 and the Para are really good assault rifles right now, and it's hard to really understand why you'd want to bring this gun over it. Also, it has this kind of weird drop-off range that makes countering spawn peaks a little annoying, especially when they're left with 1 HP. Even with those negatives present, I still feel like it's a really good DMR, and this is due to the high mag size at 20, the overall high damage at 69, nice, and overall it's very low recoil. I'd probably place it higher if I didn't get PTSD from it in Black Ops 2. Breaking into the number 3 spot here, I have Dokubi's DMR and Aruni's DMR. Fun fact, this is the only DMR in the game that is both on attack and defense. In my opinion, there's really only one standout issue with this gun, that being the low damage at only 60. Even with that major downside, I still feel like it's worth the number 3 spot, and this is due to the high mag size at 20, the fact that it has literally zero recoil, and on top of that, it is also by far the best option for basically anyone who has it, that being Dokkaebi and Aruni. Just barely falling short of the number 1 spot is the OTS-3 sniper rifle. Believe it or not, this is actually how you make a sniper rifle in a game with one-shot headshot. You make it so it's semi-auto and not fucking bolt action. Yeah. Since it is a sniper rifle, it is going to have a high zoom scope, but I still feel like that should be counted as a downside. The 4x scope is just a little too much in a game like Siege, and even though it is a sniper rifle, I just really wish you could run like a 1.5 or a 2x zoom with it, because I just think that would make it arguably in the number 1 spot. Even with that mild downside, I still feel like this is still worthy of being the number 2 spot, and this is due to the high damage, the high mag size at 15, and overall the fact that it has a really reliable recoil pattern, and the fact that it's, I mean, basically Glaz's gadget. Finally, at the number 1 spot, and not surprisingly, is the 417 DMR. Despite its poor upbringing, as basically being the worst DMR in the game, it has slowly gotten better, and better. This is due to some nerfs to other weapons that have this as another option, and overall it's locked itself in as a really good option on basically anyone who has it. There's really only one flaw I can think of, and that's the fact that it's a DMR, which is honestly great. It lists raking DMRs, so yeah. So before I list the reason why I have this at number 1, I just want to point out the fact that I put Meat Ride the hell out of his DMR on my script. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of this thing, and it's mainly due to the fact that it has zero recoil, great damage at 69, it's very versatile on attachments, you can basically run anything and it'd be good, and on top of that, it's just really good compared to its competition. The POF9 and the F2 are not really the best guns in the game right now, so having this as an alternate is just great, and makes it really good. Since you made it through the video, then I really hope you liked it. I spent a lot of time making this piece of garbage video, and honestly, if you could leave a like, that'd be pretty cool. If this gets a lot of likes, I might do another video, maybe comparing pistols, assault rifles, or some other shit. So, yeah, goodbye.